right, everybody, welcome to our game. This is Upseating Guard, our bi-weekly session, Zone 18. Last session was pretty heavy, as you could see the spotlight here would describe a story. But for bits and pieces of that tale, well, Declan will be taking care of us tonight with the recap.
Okay. So at the end of the night, before Declan finds himself falling asleep, he jots down in his personal journal, Chapter 2 of the Handsome Mage Chronicles, Loss of a Friend. My heart is burdened, heavy with a conflict of emotions. Today, we bid farewell to a dear friend. Our group faced an impossible choice, one that demanded we divide our strength to save as many lives as possible. Tram led our newest member, Valette, and Chesserax on a perilous mission to reignite the beacons, which would allow our enchanted munitions to pinpoint our foes and put an end to this clash with the Titan's forces. My group, consisting of myself, Petra, and Kaishan, chose to protect the refugee ship from the relentless onslaught of Sahuagin, true villains to their core for stooping so low to attack civilians fleeing a battle. To add to my turmoil, there was a strong likelihood that my mother was aboard that ship. I couldn't bear the thought of harm befalling her, which is the very reason I came on this mission. The battle raged on, and while I knew not of the trials faced by Tram's team, we encountered another daughter of Diagabao. She tore through the ship's side, further complicating our mission. It set the vessel on a deadly descent into the deep, plunging the refugees into chaos. My mother's distress was palpable, but I couldn't allow any harm to come to her. Not again. The ensuing battle was savage, testing our strength and resilience. Reinforcements arrived as Tram's team, with the Dragon Turtle construct under Gynopul's command, came to our aid. Just when it seemed the tide was turning in our favor, tragedy struck again. The Titan's Bane, a cursed relic, tightened its grip around my mother's neck. Guided by a power far beyond our understanding, she became a conduit, unleashing untold devastation upon everything in her path. The energy blast eradicated the weakened daughter, leaving many of us injured. The ship's bow was torn asunder, and I was sent hurtling into the ocean. However, this wasn't the worst of it. The sea, perhaps echoing the god's wrath, transformed into a tempest, an overwhelming force of nature. My struggles were in vain, powerless against the might of the sea. Yet the most agonizing part of this was watching Kaishan, unconscious, descend into its depths. My inability to save my friend etched into my memory. Tram, after a Herculean effort, managed to rescue me from the merciless sea. But the same grace was not bestowed upon Kaishin. When we brought him back to the surface, life had already left him. The revenant shark under Diagabao's dominion tore our dear friend apart before we could intervene. I'm so deeply sorry, Kaishin. With all the magic at my disposal, I couldn't save you. I failed you. When we returned to one of our allied ships, Sir Calvin was there to greet us and pulled what was left of us back aboard. He possessed a magical emerald, which would allow us to hear Kaishin's final words. I was grateful the others had the opportunity to hear them. However, I couldn't bear to look into his eyes, knowing that his death was a consequence of my mother's curse. I strive to console my mother, but given the circumstances, it's an almost insurmountable task. I try to convince her that it's not her fault, but I fear it's to no avail. Allowing her to shoulder that blame would surely be a path to self-destruction, that of which I won't permit. I only just reunited with her. I can't lose her again. I wish you were here, Kaishin. While I may possess some skills with words, you had the gift of inspiring people, of showing them a beacon of hope even in the darkest times. Your absence is deeply felt even now. Farewell, my friend. I hope you rest well. And he closes the book shut and does his best to get a good night's rest.
And as the pages turn, the book closes. You earn Inspirato for your recap. We give you Max in honor of our fallen friend Shen, who died last week, or rather 2 weeks ago, in defense of the sail wreck and the guard's name. Now, every time in this story you've completed a major mission or even a side quest, you've garnered some level of fame. So the War for the Sail Wreck is awarding everyone 12d12 plus 48. Completing Act 1 is also going to award you 10d10 plus 10. You can just shuffle that in all together in one roll or do it separate, however you please. I've put it in chat so that you guys don't get lost in numbers. Whenever you complete an act, you'll get a similar sum, and then for each major mission, of course, you'll get your fame. For those of you just tuning in, fame plays an important role. Eventually, your enemies may know who they're dealing with. You might have advantage on persuasion or intimidation, depending on who you're engaging. Also, people may be more willing to help you or oppose you. So it's a double-sided blade, but usually it's good. In any case, tonight we pick up a few days after the loss of Shen. But good.
Sorry to interrupt.
No,
it's 12d12 and 10d10.
Yeah, 12d12 plus 48, and then 10d10 for the act completion plus 10.
Okay.
Yeah, all those let me look. Yep, all those look good. So it's been a few days. During the time at the sail wreck, the refugees and everybody got back to the Phantom Dance and to the port. People gathered, the dead, and set them out in a Viking-style funeral. Among them, centered, was Shen, as they sent him out to sea. It's been a few rough days, and most of you, all of you likely, have not recovered from his loss. We've had some time at the Phantom Dancer, where a lot of the NPCs from our past have gathered. Today's the day, or rather the final day you have at the sales wreck, as you'll be shipped out towards your goal. Reach the seventh star in search of the Obsidian Guard to become a member that will defend the world against the Titans and evil like it. And that is what we pick up tonight. A speech in memory of the fallen, in memory of Shen. In our last moments here before we set forth and forward, claim our legacy. I had Shen here for vision. Actually, I don't think I have lighting on this map, do I? I don't think I need them for vision.
No, we can see through the barriers.
Okay, cool. So, many people have gathered here. Captain Vanna and Captain Mitchell seem to be friends. They're talking. We even have Father Widener, who would have engaged you and blessed Shen on his passion. Old Orion, who no doubt had a few moments with Petra, as well as Glasmere from the previous settlement. Then everyone that's gathered in the efforts fighting here, including the initial merfolks you freed. Captain Octavius stands in front of all of you and announces to the room. The Sail Wreck is a place of freedom. It's a place and symbol of good. Here, we stand against the darkness of all kinds. Here, we fight until our last breath. And for some, their last breath were a few days ago. But they must never be forgotten. They must always be remembered. They not only gave for the cause, but are part of the reason why we must continue to fight. She looks towards your group. Their names will be honored forever. And what they've done and accomplished, together all of us, will help shape a future we can all enjoy and love. And if not us, then our children or their children after them. Tonight, food and drink is free. Tomorrow, our heroes, they point to you all, will set sail towards their next grand adventure, their next journey. But danger still chases at their heels. But they do not run, they face it head on. Ray Lobster drinks all around. And there's like cheers, but there's also like sadness. It's like a weaker shout. Happy that we made it, happy that we survived, but at such a cost. As Ray Lobster makes his rounds of drinks for all of you, kind of tell me what you're going through, your mood and all that stuff. Guess we can start top down, and you can feel free to engage NPCs if you want briefly. So Declan, that would be you first on this map.
Declan, while feeling that immense amount of guilt deep down, he tries his best to put on a very strong and almost jovial face. He doesn't want his negative emotions to have an effect on Kasumi. So he tries to look happy.
She does the same as the festivities. Now the sail rack is fortified and stuff, beginning in full motion. She just kind of looks at you. You notice she doesn't talk as much as she did. Before, she was trying to catch up on lost time. Now it's just like more so she responds. She'll bring you food. She'll even mess with your hair a little bit if it's messy, which it normally isn't. But she's not as casually engaging you in lengthy conversation anymore. You can tell that she feels ashamed and that she feels solely responsible for what happened to Shen.
he, very unlike for Declan, um, he also struggles to find, words to say. So there are times, especially in the last couple of days, where him and Kasumi, there'll be those awkward silences where neither of them will speak, but occasionally he tries to snap her out of that silence to make sure that she's okay in there.
Okay. And as you kind of reach out to her, we'll come right back to you. Tram, Captain Vana, and Mishra are talking about the security protocols here, and now that he has an honorary role, even though he's soon setting out, they talk to him. They call him over to kind of review what they've gathered so far. Come on, Tram. This ought to be fun. And he goes over there and he does his guardly duty to the sales rec. Valette, how are you coming after the events recently?
I think Valette has always felt a little bit, I guess, like she didn't really have a place. Like she came from nowhere and just kind of took on the role that was assigned to her. So I think with this death, she's really starting to realize that whether she understands why she's here or not, she does care about the people that she's with. So I think in the past few days, she probably would have come out of her shell slightly more and incredibly awkwardly. So just, try to get to know. I think that's a big regret, is that she didn't know him better. And she kind of feels like she's not worthy of the grief that she feels also. So it's, I think, a complicated mix of emotions for her. But for now, she'd probably just be sitting at the bar. She'd be playing with the golden bullet. And since Mala's right there, she'll ask, "Do you want this back, I suppose?"
No. Here. Gives you the second one.
You just keep, okay. I mean, all right.
I have a few, but I'm gonna be here at the cell wreck, and the storm has already sailed. You're going to the Seventh Scar. That place is filled with monsters, demons, fiends, titans. Minor ones, not the major ones, of course. If you're gonna come back to me in one piece, you're gonna need this bullet.
Valette would nod, continue playing with the one she had, but pocket the other and say, "All right, I shall put them to good use."
He nods and goes, "If I learned anything from Shen, sometimes you gotta grab the girl by the ass and run with it."
Okay.
But I'd still like your consent.
I'm confused about what's happening right now.
Ah! She gets sweaty and starts blushing. Then she thinks about how brave Shen was. "Listen, lady, I like you."
Valette stopped listening. She was staring over at Goldrack.
She shrinks behind the desk. Ah. All right, Chitharak, you lost. Oh, let me see. You get his technical stuff. Fix it up.
No, I'm back.
You lost your best friend, your brother. You're probably taking it the hardest out of everyone. How's that happen? What's going on there?
He is clearly over imbibe. I just miss him. I miss him so much already. I don't. I know that death was gonna come for us all eventually, but why did it have to be him? It's always the pretty ones. I just. Oh, Mala, I need, please, another drink.
No, I'm
More.
coming.
Oh, Mala, you you and your big dick are usually always good at cheering me up, but I just. And you just, like, see the look of just absolute, like, sorrow and rejection on his face as he's just, like, at a loss. I've never, ever been this close to anyone before, and to just have him torn from my life like this before.
Yeah. She puts 2 shot glasses in front of you and pulls out the good stuff. All this stuff, Titan Slayer. This shit rocks. She pours it in your cup. I get it. You lost your best friend. I lost my confidence. World sucks.
Yeah. To the shitty world, and he'll just hold up his glass and cheers Mala and downs it.
I don't even care if you touch it anymore. She just drops her dick right in front of you.
Ugh. He just looks at it. I've always been so confused around these things. I don't know how to handle it.
Simple. She just walks you through the motions. If you're just tuning in, her gun's name is Moby Dick, all right?
Is it gonna accidentally go off like that? I just,
In my last bullet and my last chance at love to Valette just now, so even if you pull the trigger, nothing's gonna happen.
Oh god, I think Kaishin called that a dry fire. Ugh.
Look, let me show you. And she pulls the trigger, and Dagon jumps. Watch out, Valette! Give me a deck save, Valette.
Is this because I won't love her? Come on.
You're able to avoid Dagon. He goes crashing into the wall and into the back room. When he gets up, he's shaking, mixing drinks like it's normal.
I'll have a martini, I think. That's a thing.
That's why I'm back here, duh. And he jumps over and gives you a martini. Nothing happened because, like she said, the gun is not loaded. But hey, if it was, Dagon's got your back.
It's good to know. And he makes a mean martini.
Oh yeah. We'll come back to you, Caesarak, as you learn the inner workings of Malamasha's dick. Petra, what are you up to?
I mean, to figure out how to follow up that. Hold on. More seriously, though, Petra has donned these long black robes and has like this veil, very much how you like see a mother grieving a son at a funeral. But she still has those adornments of her culture where there's these gold tassels and sashes that go around not only her human half but down her snake body. And she's just quietly watching Jesharak's her red eyes kind of seen through the material. She wants to try and be there, but this is his process. But she will turn around and see Captain Kira and move up to her. She is so proud of you.
How many sisters you think are left? Obviously, these monsters are our own people.
For what she knows, less than a handful.
When it's just the 2 of us, what happens then? Do we gotta go? Get rid of the last monsters? How does it all work? I'm wondering.
I think Petra thinks that we should still try our best, despite it. Try to still continue to find the good in them.
She fingers the amulet around her neck. My father gave me this. Your father gave me this.
Was it used to control you?
For a time it was. The Emerald of the Eastern Seas changed my eyes colors, pitch black, ghost like green. I did horrible things following my father. I'm sure you have a past history too, being brought up as a Naga and one of the Mantra's sisters. You know, it's strange. She says it quietly to you. I'm still proud of some of the stuff I achieved. And then I hate it as well. We did amazing things. Horrible, but amazing. And I wonder if it's the emerald that still has its clutches on me to make me look fondly on some of those memories, even though I would never be that person again.
Is there any way to destroy it then?
I'm not sure. You know, I think it's a Titan's Bane, but it's lost its power. I didn't know that was a thing.
Or merely another trick by our ever-devious father, ready to spring its trap when the moment is right.
Yeah. Some kind of foreshadow that, in the end, me against you, perhaps. But maybe we just like spooky stories this time of the year. We did just lose someone.
She is going to hold faith that Kira has grown stronger on her own, and that her sister Petra will do everything she can to grow stronger as well, to keep what family she loves close to her.
I know you can't tell the others, they won't understand. But how did it feel killing your sisters? Even if they were our enemies, even if they were despicable, they were family, blood. I feel poorly for them.
Back with her clan, she would be charged with slaughtering children of Naga. If they shown signs causing harm or danger to the world around us, we had to end their lives for they had a chance to prove us wrong. And with these deaths, she feels that same weight, that same sorrow. Petra mourns Shen, and she mourns the sisters that killed him.
Lose-lose situation. But I respect you, Petra. I can never become a full-fledged guard member, but I'm happy as a scout. You're going that extra mile. I just hope he doesn't secretly have his clutches on you as well.
In some ways he may, and she will depend on the family she's made to make sure she doesn't lose the path forward.
Damn right. Now, have a drink with us. Come on, Dickie Dicks, get out of here. All right, I mean, I was just going to hang around here and just keep listening to your pitiful backstories, but I guess I got other stuff to do. I think I'm needing in the bathroom. I heard there was a spill up in there, so I guess I get to it. I mean, I did make the spill, but nobody knows that besides me and you. Who did this? He goes to clean up the mess he made.
Petra would slowly look to Kira. Interesting crew.
Abel just kind of rolls you up a cup. None of that fancy stuff over here. Pours you some type of dark liquor.
Do you take Petra as an amateur?
No. But you know you're not coming here to drink wine with the boys and the girl. Having a good time, kick it back. You earned your victory. Shem wouldn't want you to cry right now in his name. He'd want you to laugh, joke, he'd want you to sing.
Petra will do you one better. She will perform when the time is right.
Those are my moves in there I taught you.
Her tail does a slight, like, wave left and right, like it's dancing.
Okay. While you guys are all kind of settling into your respective groups, see Goldrack is talking to Captain Octavia. Yes, the Dragon Turtle still has failed to function, but I've already called someone in. In a few days, they should be arriving any moment now. He should have his own party with him as well. It's the other promised group. The others that seek to become guard members. There should be 7 of them. Perhaps it was 5. In any case, the turtle will be managed. This one is special. So he can just fix anything. No. But he can fix this, trust me. Well, that seems odd. If he can fix something like that, he should be able to fix just about anything. And Goldrax just looks at her. Perhaps. And he brings her privately to talk to her. The details need not be public. And the two of them kind of walk off and talk amongst themselves. You can kind of see the crowd. Dr. Genesee is having a good time with Father Wino, and by having a good time, they are kind of like different political parties, and they're at each other's throat because of their belief of life and the afterlife and how it should be managed. You got a religious person here, and then we've got a scientist, so there's that. Captain Goldrack is just drinking away. He would have talked to you a few times, Petra. Wondering if you saw Natasha recently, his ex-girlfriend. Volk would constantly look over at you guys, wondering if you're stronger than him, but never say anything, and Temmie doesn't seem to care. Lizzo and Dagon are officially in a relationship.
So happy for them.
During this time, is there anything anyone would like to do or engage before we move on a little bit?
At some point, Petra would like to begin gathering up her friends. She will slither up to Cheshirax and place a hand on his shoulder. Still with me?
We're working on it. Valetta's helping and Mala's showing me all the tricks her dick can do, but it's gonna take time, Petra.
Okay. Well, drink some water. Petra's going to go up and perform soon. She wants Donna Shen.
You like that? I like that. Thanks, Petra.
If you feel any better, feel free to join in at the end. But everything all right?
Fine. Just trying to get the tree man to stop leaking. I don't think more water is in order. It just turns to sad water.
Maybe some towels.
That might be in order.
And then she'd begin going towards Declan and Katsumi, and she slightly bows her head to Declan as she'll come here. Hello, you two. Hopefully you have been sleeping all right.
I've been doing okay. How about yourself?
She is recovering slowly. It takes her a while to heal fully from events like this. She had pushed herself really hard.
It's... well, I've never really dealt with it much. How do you get through?
He remembers the promise made. he would have wanted for her. It's important for her to upkeep it. Keeps him both alive, and the strongest parts of why she loved him's always in memory.
I'll try to do that.
Kazumi, Duana, my friend, she would very much like to perform with your dances for him one last time.
Of course. I'll instruct them to play my song. Do your best to make it your own.
Why don't we all perform for him?
That is a wonderful idea.
I may not be the best as you or Petra, but I'm sure I can keep up.
She looks. I deserve such an honor.
Well, hopefully it'll do honor to him. And it'll be good for us too.
All right. Together.
And he'll help her up.
You can feel like she feels cold or something. You're not sure if she's been eating well these past few days. She says she has been, though.
He takes note of it and keeps a close eye, and maybe something to talk about later.
Sure. And you guys get on stage. The dancers would follow ensue, watching you guys get up there.
Once Petra has taken the stage and some of the people have come up, she would speak to the crowd. Without Shen, Petra would have been unable to follow her goals of saving her people. He was so bright. He was so kind. He was so beautiful. He cherished beauty deeply, the kindness, the selflessness. He would have enjoyed watching a performance, being the dearest son of mine. And she will perform.
Kazumi kind of looks the lights to have them dimmed. Some musicians come out and begin to play The Price of Beauty, the theme song. And as your performance begins, silently walking through the door, unknowing to him about the adventures that will be laid forth and forward, an individual comes just in time to see Petra, Declan, and Kazumi in the act. Only one person here can describe who and what they look like. Did they know who they are?
A very rough looking figure. Long curly hair that's knotted up into a simple bun at the back, not for style but just enough to keep it out of his eyes. Furs and cloth would be accented by pieces of plate armor. Armored individual with a long pole arm behind his back. The only super notable feature, which is not currently relevant at this moment, is piercing amethyst eyes, purple. One feature that every time you see them is clear as day is just these dots of purple that shine through a very blank, almost featureless looking visage. Hood up, walks in the door, sticks to the sides, not really looking anyone in the eyes directly.
Okay. As you kind of walk in and stand or find your seat, the show begins. Petra gives us a performance in the name of Shen. The aid of Kazumi and Declan, you'll have advantage and a +5 on top of that. You have a professional dancer, a Rizzer that's also a Jizzer, and yourself. And those hips don't lie.
Yep, and Snake Eyes as well. $29. So Petra, with her body, she can make a lot of distance when she makes her wide sweeping motions, and she moves between dancers and just constantly moving around in these circles around people, her long tail coiling around some of the people's legs at points, and they're joining them in almost like a duet. And then at some point she would flatten out and then move up, using her bonus action during this performance for a far more controlled, far more elegant way of using Titanic transformation, where she chooses the bestial trait and increases in her length, continuously going higher and higher into this to the ceiling before slowly flattening back down, and her coils becoming these small platforms for people, and then just her eyes glowing and looking down at everyone in her focused expression of both mourning but happiness.
You cast a shadow as you grow larger. One in here was talking and it grows quiet for a moment. Some of them lift their drinks. Others hold the hands of their loved ones. Some begin to cry, remembering that fight a few days ago. And others rise from their seat. What are you doing in this performance, Declan? Coco's dancing as well. You see your mother's getting back into motion. So that's nice.
So he would probably do like a few, like a few claps with his hand in rhythmic fashion with where it would fit with the rhythm, and as he claps his hands with a snap of his finger, he creates some minor illusions, creating almost kind of like a sparkling aurora across the room. And then he would probably do a silent image at some point through the performance, kind of given like a spiritual, astral-like vision of Shen just hanging over the performance, kind of looking down, just a visual reminder of what this is all for.
Okay. Kazumi is looking to her dancers. One of them blows a ring of fire and the other does the same, and she just kind of jumps, swooping right through them, rolling around for spinning and spinning and spinning dramatically like a freaking Beyblade, just going as fast as possible. It's almost ridiculous, and you can see that the passion is overtaking her. She's just kind of lost in the motion, like she's in a different world. And in this world, she's dancing around Shen, jumping forward and next to him, bowing, speaking to him, feeling his soul. The room is empty, blank. It's just a void and the man who she thinks she killed. Perhaps that's true. Maybe that's a fact. Maybe that is, for one thing, certainly a reality. And when she comes back, she sees you, Declan. Your smile, her treasure, her prize, her son. And Petra, her vast performance. And as the story, or rather the performance ends, everyone claps. And Petra and Declan get a point of inspirato.
And I will pass that inspiration on to Drop Zone. So that's 2.
There you go. Quincy. During the performance, I know some of you guys are kind of vibing together. Cheeserack, Valette, and Tram had this amazing dance that kind of just wrapped in our entire adventure together in this one moment. How'd that make the three of you feel as you watched them?
So Cheshrex would have like halfway through, like just put his arms around both Valette and Tram, just kind of like bringing them in close, like still crying a little bit, but smiling, just kind of like swaying with them. Oh, she's really captured him. She really did.
Well, it's so uncomfortable. She just can't even handle how uncomfortable she is.
Tram's sort of half paying attention to the moment. He's kind of just lost in thought a bit.
And so as kind of Cheshrex watched the show, like once it finished up, you just see him like stand up and clapping, you know, really happy about it. Great job! Oh my gosh, it was so good! Like, oh, you truly, his essence, I could just feel him one last time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you just, you know, see the tears still, but he had just a big grin on his face.
Anything for my children.
Speaking of children, actually, that has nothing to do with what I'm about to say. Goldrack sits next to Quincy, and Declan Octavia flanks him. So you've got my message. I was expecting more. Not from you, from the amount of people that should have arrived here. But the other promised few.
Quincy would reach into one of his bags and he would pull out 6 different personal effects, probably, you know, jewelry, a dagger, a bowstring, like these different personal effects, and he would lay them on the table next to Captain Octavia. One more that's left.
I see. The price of the struggle against the Titan Lords are as heightened as ever. As I'm sure you're well aware, we've had quite the bout here. Our luckies are lucky to have been sustained, that in part due to the planning of the fallen and those present. But you were on track to become an Obsidian Guard member. Don't let that stop now. I have a proposition for you.
I'm at your service, Goldrack. That's never changed.
There's a few people here. They just lost someone, but they're sailing to the 7th Star to complete the trial that will cement them as members of the Guard. You may have lost your entire team. You have not lost the support of the guild and of this establishment. Now it'll be up to them whether they can accept you in their group, but they set off tomorrow.
Quincy kind of grabs his hand for a moment, kind of like a nervous tick. Being accepted has never quite been one of my strengths, Goldrack.
Yes. But you're special, Quincy. You cannot be forgotten or left behind. You must capture your destiny. Invoke your legacy.
You never said I'm giving up. Oh, I'll do it. To hell's with it. All right. I'll speak with them once they've had their peace. But first, we should probably get to the voice reason you brought me here.
Yes. The touch. And Goldrack escorts you to the Dragon Turtle so that can be fixed tonight.
Quincy looks towards Octavia, doesn't make full eye contact. Probably for a second, it looks like she may think he's staring at her boobs, but he's actually looking at her chin because he does not make eye contact very often, and he just kind of looks. Pleasure, Captain.
All mine.
Kind of cocks the head for a second. Just keeps moving, does not really seem to process.
He's strange, Captain. Exactly what the guard needs. And powerful. He'll fit right in. Besides, aren't we all strange? You talk about my dick a lot. That's rather nice. In any case, the party would continue for a few hours, and you guys, I'm assuming, would party out for as long as you want. Eventually, either you can assemble or head to bed. But what are all of you doing today? Remember, soon you'll be leaving this place, and you won't be back for a very, very long time. So anything you want to finish up here? Now's your chance, including engaging with some NPCs. You were informed that once you paved the way to the guard, several NPCs will join you, including the police. Living in New York sucks. So NPCs like Dr. Genese and other people may not be going with you right now, but their resources will be available to you once you sustain yourself in those environments. Any questions for me before you eventually gather with each other? Cool.
So just to clarify, Quincy and has already taken off with Goldrack, correct?
Or they're about to start off. If you want to catch them real quick, you certainly could chase after them.
No, just wanted to make sure I knew.
You'd probably lock. I would say you would lock eyes with this figure that you would not recognize. These purple eyes look at you for a moment before they look back at their drink and start walking away.
I mean, you would definitely have locked eyes, but you'd almost see him like looking up more by like the edges of your head, be like, "Oh shit, another pretty boy. Is he a kitsune too, like the other one?"
Very human-like features, nothing out of the ordinary.
And he would just kind of shrug his shoulders and continue to like swaying with Tram and Villette.
Petra's going to, once the performance is over and we're going to leave the stage, Petra will tap Declan on the shoulder. Has Declan made any more progress with understanding the Titan's Bane?
Unfortunately, no. I was waiting to get to wherever the Obsidian Guard has based themselves. I was told there may be more information there, and that man we met before. Above table, the name escapes me. I forget. Johnny, or I can't remember the name. Kenny. There we go. He was also said to have survived being the bearer of one of the Banes. So hopefully maybe he can shed more light on it as well. But
Then Petra has a favor to ask of you, even though she doesn't deserve it. But her sister Kira may carry a Bane as well, but it's currently inactive. Possible.
why does she still carry it?
It's unclear if it's on the same level as your mother. It could be that it's inactive, or it could reactivate someday.
Well, if she can remove it, I would urge that she does so immediately.
I know my sister. She would have done so, but she said she does not know of a way to destroy it. So Petro is going to be keenly interested to know and learn whatever you do. Whatever it takes to destroy these objects, we must free them.
I'll keep looking into it, but if the guard found a way to destroy them, I'm sure they would have done so already. But
And we must simply keep making the impossible happen at all costs.
yeah, I'll do whatever I can.
Now, she is going to go and continue having drinks with her sister. And then hopefully she doesn't shed too much all over the place when she heals.
Well, I hope you enjoy your evening, Petra.
You as well, Declan.
Hey, are there any other conversations happening before Quincy eventually makes his return? Okay. So Quincy, you're out at the docks with Goldrax, and he's just kind of looking at the moon and the sky. Tell me, Quincy, you ever think about what your life would have been with if the Titan Lords weren't all vanquished?
Well, I'm always wondering whether my life was worse off or better off. Honestly, at this point, toss up. I'd be lying if I said I didn't gain a lot from the world as it is today, despite the pain and loss. And yet, maybe life would be simpler. May not be as happy, but maybe more comfortable.
Do you think this fight is an endless road that we could change the world?
We already did. Every time we do fight, the world has changed. Does this fight end? Hells, even I don't know. But that doesn't mean we're not making progress. Doesn't mean the world isn't changing for the better. All that means is we have to keep looking.
Wise answer. Machine. Notice it didn't take much repairing. How do you do that?
Oh, just needed a little bit of a warm touch and a reboot. Kind of like if everything you needed was still there, just needed to be reconnected.
I ran into Panthera Sugar Shack. She nearly took my life, but Graphic had have spared me. You should be careful.
Okay. I did not want to hear that name again. I guess we can't really run forever.
No. But it is as you say. With every fight we change our destinies. I wonder if they didn't spare me. If the cell wreck would have held. Dr. Octavia is strong, so probably. But maybe we would have lost more. I guess you're right. Every single fight is weighed against the world. No matter how small, large. I just pray I not stay this course for too many years. Each time a bit of me drifts. I find myself getting more angry more frequent.
Yeah. Graphic's smart. We still have something to give to the world in their favor. They know that. We know that too. But I'll bet that they're too busy trying to think 4 to 5 moves ahead. All that means is we gotta trip them up at step 2.
The seventh scar will be a challenge, Quincy. After the Ashen Storm, they're calling it the second hellscape. It's worse than it's ever been before.
If there's a source of all this hell, I'll find it. If there's a future to be made, we'll make it. If that's what it takes to be the hero I claimed to be, then so shall it be done.
Your group that you may join, they accept you if you accept them. One of them, Petra, is Amantra's daughter. One of 12 from long ago. Daughter of Dare Gabal, Titan Lord. I thought you would take comfort in this knowledge. Maybe despise it.
I don't really care about what they were. Just more curious of who they are. The today. I think that matters a little bit more. Thank you, Goldrak.
He puts his hand on your shoulder. I suppose you should get back to them. The one with long dark hair, she's mine.
Kind of gives a little nod, kind of knocks on his shell. Don't let no one win except yourself.
He nods. And the road continues. He walks off into the night.
Kind of looks down at his drink, starts walking forward, and then just bumps into Petra like, well, kind of, he looks up, sees that it was as was just described. Hello.
Hello. Can Petra help you?
I'm not sure. I just arrived. I was helping Goldrak with something. kind of you would see again. He's not looking at you in the eye. And then you would kind of.
This is where he would have kind of a surreal moment because with her body she can shift, and she just lowers and angles herself to have eye contact for a second. Is everything okay?
His eyes go wide and kind of not expecting. Again, you just see those bright purple eyes striking back at you. Oh, I'm fine. Just not used to crowds is all.
He isn't either. She often is accidentally tripping people. She has to be careful of that.
Kind of looks down, sees the tail.
It waves.
A weapon of beauty and finesse.
You should see it in its prime.
About that, I was making way for the guard as well, but the fight took most of those that I was fighting alongside. He kind
Petra
of
is so sorry.
stutters. Nothing to apologize for. I heard of the fight you had. Your strength was needed to create victory. I was only able to protect a few, mostly just myself. But
She would raise her hand out to try and place on your shoulder.
he would flinch and then would relax a bit. Well, I cannot replace
Sounds
what
difficult.
you lost, but I haven't given up on the god. And this road is treacherous as is.
She respects your valor. What is his name?
I'm Quincy.
Petra is glad to meet you. Should you ever need anything, Petra is always willing to listen.
Well, I guess beating around the bush won't help much. If you're still setting forth for the scar, I wish to be another blade by your side.
Is that what you truly wish to do after what you've experienced?
To lose. This is not the first time I've lost. Probably won't be the last. But I made a promise. And well, if I'm going to be a hero, heroes can't give up on their word. And he would look at you, and again, for the first time, he would initiate eye contact and pure conviction. Some people would say the word hero and laugh at it. Not an ounce from him.
She smiles in kind. We are going to my home to go to the guard. Petra is an outcast in those islands, that mass. But she must if she is to save the people who cast her out. She is going to be happy to have another at her side, especially one with conviction.
Well, I can solve all your problems. But I can be an anchor to make it stronger.
Oh, she is not dumping her problems on you. You are to meet the rest of our crew. Tram!
Are you sure now's the right time?
She's at least waving to Tram.
Yes, Petra.
Come meet a new friend.
Tram will look to Quincy and he does a bit of a, up and down look over. Being raised in the military and etc., does he pick anything up from you in terms of training?
Insight advantage.
All right.
You're pretty sure there's no formal training,
All right.
but he's not weak either. He's wearing armor. He's carrying a pole arm, so like that there's strength. He's not using commoners' weapons, but he doesn't look or act like a soldier.
Okay.
I'll call that you confirmed a disconnect.
Tram will just kind of walk up, glance you over, and just kind of nod in your direction and look back to Petra. New friend.
This is Quincy. He came here too, like we did.
See, well met. Tram.
I was setting forth for the Scar, but most of my crew is gone. So
What
I'm not
happened
to
to
give
them?
up. Ambush. We were setting forth to join the sail wreck, and we weren't prepared enough for what came.
Yes, these are certainly dangerous times. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your crew.
I didn't know them well enough to truly feel the loss, but I knew they had potential.
You mentioned feeling the loss, and Tram's sort of half-with-it gaze right now, just sort of his eyes just kind of wander a bit for a second, and then focuses back on you.
He eventually kind of clocks what he said and how it might have impacted you. And he kind of, very much like an awkward kid almost. I can't replace what you've lost. But I can fight. And I haven't given up on the god. Kind of a bit of silence, and you'll see he
yeah.
kind of like he kind of just like, and then just nods and find another way. Kind of shuffles off.
Tram will look at Petra. Well, I can't deny we could use another sword arm.
That one is haunted. He's going to need a lot of love, tender, and care.
Well, that's gonna be your area.
Maybe she should stop relying on these motherly instincts so much. She's gotten so many traumatized pups, and she pats you on the head.
I'm not that traumatized. Come now.
Petra's head slightly cocks, looking at you,
Maybe a little. Fine, I'll give you that.
and she just gave you a little hug.
This one's been rough. I've grown up around the military. I've lost soldiers, friends in battle even. I don't know, this one's different.
It should be.
Why?
Do you wish to feel the same after every death?
No, I'd like to understand why this one was so much more.
He was not with us by choice. He was with us by fate. That became choice. He chose to be around us. He chose to love us. Without him, many of us would not even be here. A sense of safety is gone along with a friend. Along with the grief of feeling like you could have done more. Maybe that's why.
Trams is shaking his head a little bit, kinda. I don't know. I've lost good, close friends that I've fought side by side for years. And of course, it hurt in the moment, but you kind of knew it was coming with the territory. But I only knew Shen for weeks at most, and yet his loss is. It hurts more than any I've experienced. I haven't felt this since, and as soon as he says that, he kind of trails off and his eyes look to the side and he kind of squint a little, like he's just realized the last time he's felt this was, and he just blurts it out, my parents, family. It's in that moment where he says family that you sense it's just this little warm wave of comfort that just kind of overtakes you briefly. I mean, it's not enough to really notice much, but it's there.
And she smiles. See, you figured it out. Just needed a little bit of help.
He smiles a little bit and his eyes wander the room a bit and he finds Declan, he finds Cheshirax, Willette, and looks back to you and his eyes are watering a little and he smiles a bit more. I did.
And she just would bring you into another comforting hug and say, he's always going to be special because we carry with us the best parts about him. And it'll be you to keep him with you as you make your legacy, Tram.
I will do that. We will do that.
If you ever need anything, you know where to go. If you'll excuse her, she has to begin the process of peeling.
Of course, yes.
And you do see there's some flaking off of her because she was really injured. So she's essentially just regrowing a whole thing and she's just flaking everywhere.
Okay. As I said in chat, people are beginning to fold out. It's been a rough time for Dickie. Captain Goldjack walks in, dances and complaining about some noises, grabs with the goblin, gives him his 4th level of exhaustion, and those goblins all head out. And most of these people are getting ready to go stay locally, but some of them have rooms here, like that don't live here, like Captain Bana and Father Window. I'm leaving them here if you guys do want to engage them, but some of them are going to start returning to their rooms. You guys also have rooms in the top right. I'll leave 5 of those open.
Declan will be staying with his mother.
And Cheshire would probably like chill outside looking up at the sky and the sea for a little bit.
Okay. Dr. Genesee and Father Window, being the old men they are, they just kind of fall asleep in their chairs. And they kind of like recline it back and they're good to go. Tembi and Volk look at all of you. He's sailing out towards our old post tomorrow. Good luck. We've been sent down to make sure Dayton remains free. City you saved prior to this one. Done good work. I'm sure I'll see you on the other side once you become silver ranks, because it's certainly not going to become gold before me.
No one tell him.
See you around, Declan. This Tembi. If I procure more slings and rare scrolls, I'll be sure to send them your way.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to meet you, Tembi, and I hope to see you again in the future.
Be careful in the 7 Scars. Even full-fledged members have a rough time. Only Obsidians get along by themselves. Stick together. They're stronger that way. Good night.
Good night, Tembi.
All right, Tramp. Gonna be pulling shift up top. So nice having you as an honorary guard member while we could. Shame to see you go, but you know you have a career here if that one doesn't work out for you.
Much appreciated. Never know. May see me back here someday.
It bows, Captain Otavia. I will service the post up above. Have yourself a lovely night. And then she looks at Quincy, who she's probably met a few times, not intimately, but just kind of very, very casually. Good seeing you, Quincy. Hope you stick around. If not, good luck on whatever's next.
Sure, we'll cross paths again.
You can see Kazumi's tired, so she looks at you, Declan, and she tells you, when you're ready, you can retire to the room. No rush. And you know she stays here. And even though it's probably not comfortable for you to sleep in these chairs, I'd imagine your final night, you don't give a damn. Do you know
But he'll join his friends for a moment.
Sure. As you join them, you see Gino Pool kind of jumps into a pool with the other merfolk ladies. And he's talking about how he used Dragon to turn the tide of the battle, and they're just so impressed with him. And then one of the girls go, "What'd you say your name is again?"
No!
He begins to spew, but I'll spare you all. But it does end with pool.
Quincy would walk over towards Kino Pool, hearing him kind of talking about all this, and he would just kind of very casually, "Turtle's up and running again, but give it some time to fully get everything back up to operations."
Oh. He looks to the ladies. Looks like we'll be in my house soon. Wait, hold on. You're cool, but you're like dad cool, not like boyfriend cool. Well, shit. And that's where he just kind of resides for the night, the pool. And the merfolks jump back into the ocean. Now, all of you guys are here. Feel free to engage each other if you wish.
Many people striking out tonight.
Did you strike out?
No, just watching from afar. Besides, Tram, she can't go striking out to begin with. Usually ends with a monster baby.
Tram kind of holds a finger out like, no, I'm not going there.
I'd still like to investigate that with
Excuse
Dr.
you?
Jennings.
Oh wow, Declan, forward.
Not.
Go get him, Tiger.
You know what? Forget I said anything.
You really need to work on your phrasing, buddy.
I mean, shouldn't the Naga be able to have normal families like the rest of us?
What constitutes as normal? Not all Naga babies are out to destroy the world.
Well,
Just the ones we've encountered lately.
Excuse you, she is one.
I mean you, but like, that's the one, and then there's been a lot of exceptions.
Kira?
You.
is she a... I don't believe... Is she a Naga? I don't know. She
Doesn't
looks
it-
more like a merfolk to me.
Declan. Naga children can be anything. Like monstrous, at least. They don't always become Naga. She is her sister.
Yeah, it always feels like a kind of random luck of the draw, you know?
That is the curse. Spoken plainly, yes, but maybe she's done a bad job illustrating the beauty of it too. That what could come out could be something so special, despite how it looks. But again, the capacity to do a lot of harm is usually the problem.
I would just like to help avoid a lot of tragedy.
She appreciates it, even if you word it in very lewd ways.
Okay, I didn't mean it in that fashion. How else are you supposed to talk about reproduction? We'll phrase it that way.
Ugh, it sounds so clinical when you put it like that.
Well, otherwise you take it out of context.
Yeah, I'm not the one that said it. Although, Petra, who was it you and Tram were talking to earlier?
Hmm? That is someone who will be joining us, she hopes.
Who?
Oops.
She looks.
You would see Quincy is like probably a good 15 feet away from the table, kind of almost like waiting, like casually waiting for a moment, but he's not really good at making a moment. And when you guys look at him, he just like kind of straightens himself up. I'm Quincy. I'm setting forth for the scar like you, but I'm also in need of companions. And he kind of takes out his pole arm, kind of clacks it on the ground. My blade is yours if you'd have me.
Pretty good on blades. How are you with singing songs and a lute?
Don't listen to him. He's in mourning. Pull up a seat. Come sit.
When Cheshire said that, you would have noticed he took one step back like he was getting ready to leave, and he would shuffle over.
Means over to
Valette.
Declan.
He would sit next to Valette, but you would notice Valette, he would purposely move his seat over to the left a little bit, so he wasn't like he kept like a little bubble.
Careful, Cheshrex. That one lost it. The equivalent of his own Kaishin recently.
I guess, but he seems kinda. I don't know. I don't want to say weird because we're not exactly normal, but off.
Dear, you're leaking water and alcohol.
Oh shoot! And he'd start like actually looking all across like his chest and legs and everything, like there's a leak springing from down there. I don't see it.
Just gonna get a towel for you.
You know, like just like hold it underneath his armpit. Thanks.
You carry the large stick, but do you know how to actually use it?
Stick?
He says to Quincy, referring to his pole arm as a stick.
Kind of looks at him. I can fight plenty.
Good. Tram's gonna go grab like a chair or something with a little bit of heft to it. Small table, maybe. He's gonna drag it over in the middle of the floor over here. Let's see what you got. Don't worry, it doesn't fight back.
I mean, maybe we shouldn't be destroying furniture.
Table?
The tramp puts 5 gold pieces down on the table. This will cover the table.
Alamasa swipes it up and gives it to Ray Lob, who didn't get any tips all night.
Quincy would be kind of hesitant to attack the furniture.
Well, if you're going to be joining us on this journey, we need to know what we're working with.
And he would kind of take his hand out to you. Promise not to get me in trouble for it.
I already covered the cost.
Do you shake his hand on it?
No, he doesn't.
Smarter than you look. He goes to flip you on the ground to the ground.
Dang. Are we doing this contested?
Yeah, contested athletics. He goes for the handshake, but then as it fails, he kind of notices you don't do it, and he just grabs you by the tuft of your neck and kicks the chair from under you and just goes to full on just like suplex you.
Alright.
I accidentally GM rolled that one, but that is a 25.
Yeah, Tramp's totally not expecting that move.
You see everyone like he's like trying to think like how to show you strong. He just grabs you by like the back of the armor, and then you lose your balance, and next thing you know is just like a palm strike right to the front, and he just knocks you down. You're now facing the ground, and then he would probably he would take your sword from your sheath and then just kind of slide it down to the pull it up, and as it looks like he's about to hit you with the blade, he instead just gives you a knock on the head with the pommel, just like dunk.
And Declan hops up from his chair, and with this sudden, unexpected event, he looks up at Tram, and he's like, "Ooh, damn, Tram, you got decked by the new guy."
Tram's laying on the floor looking up. Wasn't expecting that.
As this happens, as Declan kind of makes a laugh, Tram, you'd see him like almost quickly begin to move away from you, and as maybe your instincts would go to reach for him, it almost is like he kicks it up a notch, like his speed changes a whole gear. And so like you think he's gonna be here by the speed he's moving, but the next thing you know, he's already past your grasp. as he moves outside your reach without attack of opportunity range, and Declan, you need athletics or acrobatics.
What did I do?
Oh, you succeed. As he goes towards you, you just kind of dodge out the way. And here I thought you didn't have your guard up.
I try my best to learn from the mistakes of others.
Quincy. Dexterity saving throw.
Oh gosh.
Dagon.
Watch out! He goes flying right past you as he tries to save Declan and Tram, who both see him just breeze by. Oh! When he stands up, he's wearing a really big hat and he's dancing.
More boys to roughhouse around.
Meant to do that.
I'm sorry. I'm strong, but I didn't really want to break something for no reason.
So you broke the floor.
I didn't think Trem was that hard.
Hey, I'm sleeping down here. Oh, fucking consider it best.
And he kind of goes down and helps him back up and goes, Shite.
I was covering the table. That hole's on you.
Ram, do not play the part of the party pooper.
Oh no, I'm okay with that. And he would kind of scrounge through his pockets, and he would literally empty out, and you'd see all 5 gold pieces, not a single thing left in his pouch as he laid that on the table.
Right. So are you boys done playing with your dicks? Let's get that to you.
Oi, Captain.
You called me? No, I'm actually... never mind. There's a few things in order, such as payment. Each of you will be given 250 gold for your aid here. There's a lot of expenses. We wish we could part with more, but that is 250 to each of you, or unless you want to put it all into one sum. And Quincy, because I see your pockets have a lot of cobwebs in it, also affords you that rate as well.
That is appreciated. Kind of looks to the group and kind of gestures. I'm not sure if you'll preferred individual or grouped hordes. I'm more than willing to put it to the group.
I've always been terrible with this stuff, and he just kind of like hands the purse over to Declan. Hold on to that for me, if you don't mind.
Okay. Alright, so another 250 on Declan.
Now, instead I give you some information, the means of possibly becoming gold rank the moment you walk into the Obsidian Guard. And make history, or at least history for a long time. The 7th Scar, there is a member who can give you a 3rd seal. You already have enough to qualify for the trial of the 7. But if you truly want to arrive at the Guard with 3 seals, this member is no longer Obsidian rank. But he's still good. He's still good for it, his recommendation. He goes by the name of Purge. Here are his coordinates on the 7th Scar. It's a bit of a detour. You may wish to change course once you realize just how dangerous the land of monsters is. The land that gave birth to creatures like Petra.
I mean, they can't all be bad, can they?
Of course not. But
The capacity they wield is often in the issue. The sheer primal ferocity unparalleled rage or only able to consume. Not every monster is born good, but many are born evil.
Sounds tough on him.
You saw the Selrex assault. That is the everyday life of the soldiers stationed at the Seventh Scar, both at its breaching point to which we enter, and deep far beyond its red sands, through to the murky swamps where the guild's headquarters now lay hidden from the rest of the world. A constant battle. Even the presence of a long forgotten Titan Lord roams that land. Chained, but in between, there's a portal there that leads directly to Bellatrix. Be warned.
Will this portal attempt to steal us away?
It could. Rather, it won't alone. But her subordinates, her minions, they make it their task to drag unwilling creatures through the portal where Bellatrix still holds supreme. We're working on closing that portal. Hopefully you'll have an opportunity to manage yourselves. The portal can appear anywhere in the Seventh Scar. And if it's close, you need to get the fuck out of there. Even Obsidian rank members are not equipped to face a Titan Lord. She may not be able to hurt you. Her most powerful creatures, her most powerful attendants, will do their task driving you through that gate. And I've danced with a few of them, such as Desperado. He's how I lost my eye. Not before I cut him down a size or two.
Petra will also have to be careful. She'll most likely don the veil for a while still. If she were to be seen by any of the scouts of her old colony, the Merilith will know she has returned from where she's been outcasted from.
Which is another concern. The Merilith is certainly there. You are not strong enough yet, Petra, and I mean no disrespect to Challenger.
She still needs to find that woman, Natasha. Petra is learning something that she can mold this Titan strength into. To hopefully fight her own Titan's blood and use it. She needs to find Natasha.
Well, Natasha has definitely been fighting in the Seventh Scar, every now and then making her way back to the post. If you're going to look for her, it's a good place to start. But be careful. When you're traveling through the Red Desert, know this. The sand there kicks up something special. You may realize that your sight does not favor you anymore. It's very difficult to see more than 30 feet away from where you are. Everything else is heavily obscured. Once you breach the desert and get to the swamps, it won't be as bad anymore. It'll just be a lot of wetness, mold, stench. No more of that painful sand. Your task is simple in the trials. It'll be brief when you arrive there, should you arrive there in one piece. But your only job now is to make it to the Obsidian Guard. You will be given no aid. You'll be warned of the risk. You'll be given chances to turn back. But the moment you begin that trek the moment you leave the breach where our guard is stationed in between, you will be on your own, facing what we face every day of our lives. And you'll either reach the guard, die, or retreat behind the breach. But know that the choice is yours. We cannot afford to take in anyone to our secret enclave, to be given our resources, taught our history, access to all of our dangerous wares. And that is why a select few become guild members and the rest become guild hands, guild scouts, guild recon. So you're being offered this position now as it's within my official capabilities. You can stop now. Live your days out here and in the local fairs as guild hands, just like Kira and many of the other people you've seen here. Or I could set you on that ship tomorrow, give you Purge's coordinates, and you can be ready for what you face in that horrible place, our home. What say each of you?
The answers I seek for the Titan's Bane lie in the archives of the Obsidian Guard. I'm not backing down.
My sister needs me. I'll be on the ship.
So many things have driven her forward. The fate of her people, the fate of this world, and the memory of her son. She will not bow.
If I have any hope of saving my home, then I'm in.
Or even given up. And know that I have a chance to support them. We'll all make it to the guard.
This is the final person, Valette.
Valette's quiet for a long time, and she just kind of sighs. She still doesn't understand her purpose, but she just sighs and says, well, no one else is gonna shoot the bad guys for you. I suppose I'm in.
Good. And then I suggest you get a rest. Here, she hands it to Tram just because he's closest. The coordinates to Purge. If it proves too difficult, then stay the course. Your journey ahead will already be harsh, but this detour may be the breaking point.
Very well.
All right, friends, retire. Get some rest.
As Tram walks from the group, Valette, Petra, Cheshirax, Declan notice that there's... They didn't notice it at the time, but Petra had already experienced it once. It's just sort of this warm, comforting feeling, this wave of comfort that sort of washed over him. But as soon as Tram leaves, that feeling goes away. Quincy did not experience this.
No. I will retire for the evening. I hope the rest of you have a good night.
Night. I think I'm gonna be under the stars for a little bit.
Hey, Chizrak. Mind if I join you?
Of course. You and your dick are always welcome.
Ed. He looks sad. And as you guys leave the establishment, Goldrak comes in, looks around. You there, Valette.
Time is it Daddy Goldrak? Oh, God.
soon you set forth to do something dangerous. But tonight, how about you do something unforgettable?
Yes, please, Daddy.
Looks at Captain. Captain? Scoops Villette up and walks off.
Oh my god, making my dreams come true, y'all.
And that
See-
face Black Love.
Over to Octavia. What did you do to him? That's a first.
Goldrak is a man that knows what he wants. He just hasn't wanted in a long time. Besides, they're both Makomo. Don't tell him I told you. He doesn't like telling people he's Makomo.
Kind of, you just see like visible confusion as he's processing this information, and just. I always thought if I could actually fit in with the god. I did not realize I'm not the weirdest one of the bunch.
Not even close. Besides, Goldrak deserves it. He's one of the last few people surviving from the First Order. He's been in the Obsidian Guard longer than me. The other 7 people in the First Order, the Titan Lords. The other 2, the Founder and the Goblin King. He stands guard, making sure no one reaches Obsidian rank unless they're stronger than him. He is the final challenge. Tonight, he is just sampling the material.
Well, alright. I'm sure I'll make sense of all this eventually.
Wake up, Goldilocks. Alright, Captain Octavia just kind of pulls up over here, looks at the place empty, kind of sighs as you all leave. Wishing you all best wishes. And then she hears the ruckus from upstairs, and we all hear a 10-minute break. I'll see you all soon.
Criminy.
All right, welcome back to the stream. Actually, goodbye. We'll be right back. It's a little test talk there, Droppy.
Oh yeah, bud.
Okay, it works. Cool. Sorry about that, folks. I had to switch out his reactive image. But now that that's handled, folks, the night goes as the night goes. For some of you, it's longer than others. In any case, it does come to pass. Now, before we go to the morning, I know Cheeserax wanted to stay at the stars. Did you want to have a scene there, or was that just kind of how you're ending your night?
That's just how I was kind of ending the night.
Okay. In the morning, you are all informed that originally Captain Octavia was supposed to take you there with her ship, but it had sustained too much damage. So Kira is going to have to take you on her vessel instead. It is not fit for this travel. So you all need to be extra attentive to any dangers that can occur. Before we get on to the high seas, you want to say goodbyes or anything to these NPCs, you may do so now. Soon we will jump onto another map and we'll be well on our way.
Petra will eventually say goodbye to Masha, and in their goodbye, she grasps her hand very similarly to how Arnold did to his friend. With their very strong broship they've developed over this time, you will find someone who loves you. She is sure of it.
Just lie to me. Did she, yes, plus, was it, huh?
She brings her into a hug. You don't want me to answer that.
That kind of answers it then.
Just soothing. And then she has to go. You will find you will find them someday. Someone who will love you past the looks alone.
Godrax puts his hand on Malamas's shoulder. Speaking of love, it's out there for all of us, don't worry.
Oh, man, somebody was so loud last night.
Indeed. Sister, hello! As she just leaves this situation.
Who's gonna wake Valette after that trip?
She need to be carried out.
I don't know, but Dagon goes and checks on the door because he checks on everyone. Hello? Hello?
He just hears grumbling from the other side.
The boat's leaving soon. Get up.
Shit!
You open the door and he grabs your bags. Come on, we gotta get out of here.
She's hastily putting pieces of herself back together.
What? In the fiction, Dagon's gonna like watch out you to the ship as he launches onto the vessel. Declan,
Quincy
your
would.
mom?
Yeah, he talks with his mom in the morning. I'll be leaving out today. You'll be okay, right?
Yeah. I think I'll be better soon. Don't get yourself killed over this. That's just the thing on her neck. Not worth it.
I'll be careful. But, don't you worry about me. I just want you to take care of yourself until I get back. I'll figure this out.
She gives you a hug. Remember, I gave you that paw for good luck.
It's already saved me a time or two, I'm sure.
You have to go. Hey, I won't be able to leave.
I know. Well, this isn't goodbye. I'll see you soon.
I love you, Virelli.
I love you too, Mom. And he'll just give her a very, very tight hug before heading out back to sea.
Yeah, I get one of them hugs before we leave, because I was just thinking about how lonely I was last night. Don't nobody give me no hug.
Have you showered?
All right.
Didn't think so. And he'll shut the door behind him and join the group.
Okay. And Quincy, I believe you were about to speak up. I do apologize about that.
He would
You
take
are
a
very
moment with
quiet.
Gold.
You're good.
Quincy would take a moment with Goldrak as things are starting to set off, and maybe you're right. Maybe they are more like me than I first realized, but I don't know. Still need to learn to trust again.
It comes with time. Just look out for yourself out there. Our enemies are strong. We will be stronger.
Always will. Look out for them too. Speaking of time, you apparently had enough. That might have been the most honest I've seen you in years.
Blood is special, a rare breed, my kind of girl. But it was just fun. I wouldn't want to throw ourselves into a life commitment when either of us can have our hearts broken at the death of the other. But a night of entertainment. Quite a night it was. Indeed.
The more I thought I understand you, the more you confuse me, Goldrak. Stay safe.
As
I'll
well.
come find you when our when our rings are the same color.
Be prepared. I will need your help in the battle to come. And Goldrak.
Fine.
What?
He just kind of like has like a sigh and just like, only because I like you.
He nods, knowing that one day you two have to defeat your common enemy. before he sets out. Glosmere walks up to Tram. How's the sword been treating you?
It's been amazing.
Mind if I take a look at it?
Tram pulls it out of the sheath and holds it in front of Glosmere.
He made this with that special rock not too long ago. Already put it to good use.
It's incredibly light, very strong, and, well, it certainly saved our lives a few times.
He nods, inspecting it. I know you'll succeed in your task, reaching the guard, or die trying. My services will be made available to you again there. We should get you a matching shield.
That would be most appreciated.
Keep your eye out for rare metals, gems and stone. That place may be hell on earth. But it's also gold mine. Crafters and blacksmiths like us.
I remember some of the materials you showed me in the shop. I'll keep my eyes out.
Stay strong. I'm not one for goodbyes and hellos. I will see you later.
See you soon.
Gloss heads out. See him call over Father Wino and Orion. Orion like does a fake punch towards Petra. See my kid out there, you continue your training. You make sure she gets home in one piece and she'll do the same for you.
And Petra will make sure she writes.
And Father Wino walks up to Declan. Here, take this book and this book. I'll be taking the one I gave you before. You should have read it by now. And this scroll here, not magic, don't get too excited. But it's a bit of parchment that details the stars and how you can draw them. If you're not really proficient in painter supplies, you may not be able to do it yourself, or it'll take some practice. Anyways, you should continue your studies.
Thank you, Father. I didn't expect you to have more material for me.
I just knew we'd see each other again soon. As you may well aware, I'm a guild hand, not just some random father. Still stand in the middle of the world, even sometimes having them confine to me, guild's enemies. Everyone deserves their truth, especially before their end.
Oh, thank you for coming all this way to see us all again in my respects.
The trip wasn't as far as you may think. Come on, Vana. And you see him pick out a scroll similar to the one you have. And he puts his hand from top to bottom and says some words. And a star map forms on the floor, and the four of them disappear.
Well, all the more reason to dig more into these star maps.
It's a shame we have to leave each other even though we barely gotten to know each other's names.
What was it again?
D-E-I-N-O, Dino-Poo.
Must you encourage him?
She only did it because she knows how much you get so uppity about it.
Yes. But anyways, this is goodbye for now. We'll be taking the Dragon Turtle and securing refugees' futures all around this part of the ocean. And that is in part thanks to you and to your new friend. He points to Quincy. Not for you, the machine would have never got up and running. The secrets are yours, young man. I won't announce them over an intercom, but perhaps we can chat one day.
You're able to understand that machinery.
I just had the thing I needed.
Which was.
Well, something broke, needed to fix it.
Well, Sweeney, remember what I told you. Never follow an order you don't want to follow again.
Meredith cheated on me. I caught her in the bathroom getting some of Dickie Dicks. I don't know how to feel about this anymore. First I was upset because my nipple got shot off. But then, you know, me and that girl made up. But now Meredith's talking about Dickie Dicks is the man for dreams.
Is this true, Meredith?
He loves me. He knows my worth.
Shame on you for judging on appearances.
Meredith looks at Sweeney. Maybe the three of us could be a relationship. If she breathes, she's a thought. He storms off.
Well,
Is this a warrior guard or a swinger's guard?
Petra questions this by the day. And she's just going to leave because there's only so much a mother can do.
I guess people deal with their stress in other ways.
Oh, come on, you two. Love will find a way.
Yeah. It's different from what you may think of me, Chester X. I'm, well, rather a man of commitment.
That's what they all say.
You see, Captain Kira kind of give you guys a nod. All right, it's time to set sail.
Let's go.
Bye, everyone. It's been a pleasure meeting all of you, but I can't wait to get back to land. This has all been an awful place to live.
We find your settlers in this land of the Seven Sky. I'll be sent to you when necessary. Provide the services aforementioned before. And thus I bid you adieu for now. But Dr. Genesee will make his appearance again. This I should.
Tram, when we're in lands, we should be keeping our eyes open for a potential creature with fangs. Petra wishes to honor an old tradition in her clan.
I don't feel like that's gonna narrow things down. You're gonna have to be a bit more specific.
Fangs akin to a serpent.
Still, okay, we'll do.
Ready to go, sister?
Absolutely. Let's show the seas and the Seven Sky that they haven't seen monsters yet.
And gave each other a little bit of a fist bump.
You know, well, never mind. I'll let you all have your moment.
What was that, Declan?
Don't mind me.
Probably
Okay.
the first time that I've heard the word monster used as a compliment. But hey, compliments are compliments.
The Red Lobster goes, one for the road. And he hands you all a Dragonfire ale.
Yo, yo.
Thank you very much.
Lizzo, I know I was never really important, but I just want to say goodbye.
Lizzo, you are a fantastic addition to Petra's journey here. She hopes you treat yourself well in her absence.
He nods, and then there's similar exchanges, but ultimately you all arrive on the boat. As Captain Octavia tips her hat to all of you, and away they go. The ship sails. Scavenger takes to the sea once more.
Petra will try and rest. That fight, she had nothing left to recover with, so she will be here if you need her.
So, Quincy,
Like,
what brings you on this journey? What made you seek out the guard?
well, as a kid, I always said I would be a hero. For a while, I gave up on that. But, thanks to a chance encounter with, Goldrak, I was given the opportunity to make good on that promise. A little bit of fortune that I didn't want to look away.
Always wanted to be a hero, huh?
Sometimes I think back to the things I said, and even I'm amazed by my overconfidence, and yet the feeling still rings true.
Well, I wish I could say I was, well, as selfless as you. But I'm not quite as noble as you are.
I never said you needed to be selfless to be a hero. I want to help others, but it's not as though I don't want to gain from what the god has. All that matters is not why you do good, but if you do good.
Yeah. Well, trying to help find hidden knowledge to help those close to me and those who may be affected in the same way.
That's good. That's knowledge is power, so gain plenty of it, and perhaps one day I can lean on your skills as well.
Well, here's to a safe travel and maybe to future friends.
He, again, he's not good at eye contact, so he's not looking you directly in the eyes, but he kind of like looks at your chin, nods, and kind of gives a little cheers motion.
Not really a people person, I take it.
Been a while since I was with any kind of crowd, or honestly more than like maybe two, so readjusting.
Yeah, well, you'll be around us for a while, so might as well make yourself comfortable.
We'll try.
Here's some people talking in chat. Been 10 days in total. 5 days at vacation was where we just left, and then we've been sailing for a few days now. It's gonna take a while to get to the 7 scars, so we're fast tracking some of it. But in that time, if you want to just tell me generally how you spent your time, or if each of you want to have a moment to engage different times with Quincy, for example, really up to you all. You could also just spend it minding your business, and we can get to where we gotta go. Don't matter to me.
Once Petra's back to like full strength, she'd just be trying to keep working on herself, her strength and her form. Occasionally asking Tram for his services as the guy taking the punches with the shield at times, but otherwise she's just trying to keep focusing and honing herself unless someone comes to talk to her about anything specific.
And then Tram is apparently spending some time fixing his shield. He probably also tracked down Quincy. He's still intrigued. He's, the new blood on the group. Probably trying to feel him out a bit still, and maybe a day or two, seeing if he wants to spar on deck.
Yeah. Sorry, 1 second. You would probably have caught him one day when you wake up. You would notice he was finishing a workout. Seems like he was getting up early every day for training. So if asked, you'd either wake up earlier or he would delay his training and he would join you.
And Petra tag along.
Of course.
Of course.
Well, top deck, boys.
I want to see how this goes. Round 2.
So how do we do this, Tram?
Well, like any other combat situation, just maybe not all out.
Alright, Quincy. How about you show Petra what you showed the boys last time?
Kind of examines your structure, like kind of figure out how to. Oh, I see. Okay. Kind of cracks his knuckles, and he would kind of get into a lower squat position, and then he would charge.
And let's see what you do.
Alright, I'll go public now for these.
Ooh. Yeah, I can't beat that.
What happens is that you kind of brace yourself, and you're expecting a frontal assault. What ends up happening is that he slides through, almost like he slides underneath your tail and yanks it, and just pulls from the base of the tail, and ends up just like pulling you with enough force where you almost like if someone took out your legs from under you, you just head plant and headbutt the ground.
Very nice.
Your tail is strong, but it's weakest at the base because that's where I can have most momentum. Use the tip of your tail to be better defensive.
Take a step back.
Oh boy. Okay, hold on. And he goes behind the guild hand.
And she smirks at you. Never assume things just from the eye, as she'll use her bonus action for Titanic Transformation. As her whole body grows in your grip, encircling around you. as she looks down at you and smiles. She is enjoying this by the moment.
Okay. Do you make any hostile actions against him? Like, do you try to take him down or punch him?
Tackle.
I mean, she'll give it athletics to see if she counters, but we'll see.
Because because he did a prone action, so so are you going for a grappler or prone?
It was a grapple, but
Okay, I cannot fail.
Yep, fair enough.
So as you kind of go down to grab him, he just, I would say, seeing your large grip, he would instead kind of go underneath, go towards you, and he would just probably give like almost like a punch to your wrist, and just kind of throws your large hand off target. And after you got back up, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and he will try to take you down once more.
We'll see.
Well,
At this point, you have overstayed your welcome, and the tail comes around and just whips you. Your strength is admirable. Let's hope it can persevere in times of attrition.
oh, I've had to fight for longer.
Tram's been watching this, I mean, focusing on Quincy, of course, just kind of getting a feel. Kind of just. He's watching how quick he is and yet how strong he is. He got sort of a something's not lining up sense earlier. He's just gonna. Just cuz. He's gonna pop a divine sense.
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay. That puts him at ease a little bit.
You can definitely tell a lot of his like ability to like knock people prone is using momentum.
Sure.
It's almost like he's turning, speed into strength kind of thing. Well, he'll probably like, spar on for a while. You'd be able to tell Petra he's strong, but he's not like, proficient in unarmed combat, but he's, trying to keep up with your more honed fists.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I want to try with him. And Chestrax will like stand and like get in like almost like a low tackle stance.
Kind of looks at you, cocks his head. Were you sure one? You're I'm not saying you weren't useful, but you seem a little bit more brittle than the others.
That's true, but and then he casts heat metal on you. Not like enough to do damage, but just to be like trying something different.
I'll take the 5. He'll feel it and be like, oh. So that's how you're targeting it. Okay.
And then you're gonna see him melt between the floorboards that he's on, so that he's on the second deck as he casts Tree Stride. Hey, don't worry, guys. We can still outthink him.
So you go downstairs?
Yeah.
As he goes towards like the kind of the grate, can he see you? Or
Oh yeah,
he
he
like,
could.
so
Yeah, he would be standing underneath the grate, like almost like making a smarmy look.
How far down are we talking?
I mean, however far it would be like between the floor, so I wouldn't think very far.
Or just surprise Valette since there's only 2 levels. Just drops
Are
in.
you still melded to the wood?
No, he would like just to like drop through it and everything, so he'd be standing on the second floor or the deck below.
Tree Man,
Okay.
I'm napping. What is your deal?
As
Having fun.
as this happens, he kind of runs in and he slides. And in Tram, it looks like he's like going for like a sliding grapple. But as he slides towards you, he disappears. And then he reappears right underneath Cheshirax's and just grabs his legs and yanks him down. And like throws him onto the ground. Athletics or acrobatics, Cheshirax.
You got it.
I'm at disadvantage because of heat metal.
You're now both on the second floor.
I would have
Mhm.
disadvantage or
Well, I do because of
Oh.
heat metal.
Valette,
Got
you
it.
went from sleeping to 2 dudes.
Well, pulls her gun. When Quincy comes down, she pulls
Oh.
her gun. Look, boys,
So
it is
close.
nap time.
so close. Just barely. You almost felt him rooted to the ground, like still left over from that, but you were able to snap the like whatever grip he had into the wood.
No one's taking me seriously. Get back upstairs.
Hey, everybody, listen to her. You see, he's got a few holes in his shirt, and they got smoke coming out of him. You bother her, she gonna get you.
Bit busy at the moment, you two. Hold on. Doing stuffs. As you like
Yeah.
just see him like just take a header straight to the ground from having his feet pulled out from underneath him.
You gonna drop the spell, or we're gonna have to give you a bear hug?
Oh, don't threaten me with a good time, pretty boy. And he'll drop the spell.
Kind of gets up, dusts himself off.
Cheshirax will like you'll just see him kind of stand up. That was a pretty fast moves you got there.
The best way to win the fight is to always be where you want to be.
Couldn't agree more. I feel better. I don't have to worry about picking you up off the ground all the time now.
Gentlemen, why don't you have this conversation upstairs? The young lady's trying to get some sleep.
Okay. Valette, you're gonna waste the day away down here. You know that, right?
Well, if you fuckers would stop snoring all night, I could maybe get some rest. But instead, I have to do it while you're all roughhousing.
I tell you time and time again, it's not snoring, it's just how my bark rubs together at night, but fine. Come on, Quincy, let's go upstairs and talk to the rest.
All right. Declan, yeah. You know Missy Step when you see it.
Gotcha. Taking notes.
I would say the difference is that it was very much almost like there was a it looked different. Like it definitely looked like not no how you would cast a spell. It was very clearly the arcane spell of Misty Step. It's had like a bit of a different appearance. More like almost like he had an echo of himself that was sent down and then shifted places.
Yeah, he turns his attention back to his book.
As you guys are settling on the waters, you see Captain Kira hop off her bed and come outside and grab the wheel. All right, folks, it's gonna start getting rough from here on out. Seven Star is only about a few miles away. You can already see. Well, she points, and then as she just kind of comes over the wave, you can just see in the distance dark clouds and thunderstorms, mountains and dirt, and even a small fortress on its edge. We're gonna do this as fast as we can because the moment the water gets even a little bit darker, there's bound to be trouble.
Captain,
Mm-hmm.
what happens to a civilian should they have made their way here? Are there civilizations, safe havens, does the guard take them in?
The guard takes them out fast as possible with any resources they can spare to get them back somewhere safe. Seven Scar has been abandoned by all civilized nations. Now you'll only find monsters and horrors here and the enemies of the world. The perfect place for a counter-strike. Perfect place for the guild.
So if a civilian made their way here and wasn't brought back by the guard, what would your assumption be?
He's either joining the guard, or they've been captured by one of the many enemies. But the most likely case is that they're dead, because most people that wander onto the Seven Scar die, including people like us.
Tram's just nodding to himself and turns to the front of the boat.
Don't worry. What was it that our cucumber friend always says? Love will find a way. Looks like we're here. Storm instantly picks up. And then as the boat begins to rock, immediately launching towards the ship at an angle. It's a massive creature that I couldn't have blown up because now it's embarrassingly small.
Happens to the best of us.
This massive creature. Its tentacles rise up from the waves. Oh, fuck. Come on. And she just swings the wheel and away from the creature, trying to get some distance. And to the left of the ship, another one's coming. Behind the ship, two more are coming. We can't kill these things. Get to the fortress. They'll lay down enough firepower for us to land. In the meantime, man the cannons. Spells and magic will not pierce their hides.
Can't find Chesserex.
Right. I mean, quickly toss him in the water. He'll slow him down.
No! He barely swims.
There we go, a fresh one. Okay. This creature over here begins to just slam against the ship. Everyone give me a strength saving throw.
Is this for an effect that would knock me prone?
Yes.
Okay, I have advantage on knock your body.
Anyone within 10 feet of me other than Quincy gets +3.
Not that he needed it.
It's bright.
Wouldn't have helped.
So, Valette, you're downstairs enjoying your sleep. And then the whole ship goes flying, tossing you out of bed. It must be those freaking boys roughhousing again.
Okay. How much movement is it to get above deck?
So once you get over here, you can spend half movement to go upstairs. So once you get up top, you'll have to spend 30 feet.
Okay, so she'll just get up top, and she's got her gun out, like, as she's getting up top. Like, boys, what did I say? Like, she's very cranky when she doesn't get her sleep. And she'll just, like, stop talking, when she sees the giant thing in the water. I guess that's gonna be EOT. Fuck if she knows what to do about gigantic.
As Kira pulls the amulet from around her chest. Come on, baby, don't fail me now. She juts it into the center of the wheel, and the vessel seems to speed up. Doesn't leave the creature, but it's faster. She spends her action trying to get you all to safety. And the legendary, never used in any other tabletop of 5th edition in the entire universe in the world, water vehicle check. It's on to
It's helpful here, damn it.
Declan picks himself up off the floor. Kira told us to man the cannons.
that's the best way to hurt them because they're too strong for conventional attacks.
Gotcha. I don't have any tricks, I don't think, that can appear. At least not right now. Yeah, he'll go and I'm assuming the cannons are already loaded.
Yeah, they're all loaded, of course.
Or is any of them within I guess field of view of one of the cannons?
Yeah, well, naturally no, and it's an action to point the cannon, to aim one. So load, aim, fire are all in action for cannon.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll just try to swivel one of the cannons into position.
At least I think that's the case. Let me see if I change it or not.
Yep, 1-on-1. It's action.
I mean, that's what it is in standard 5e. I wasn't sure if I edited the handout.
I mean, he's not as proficient in the use of cannons, so he'll just get it.
Yeah, and kaiju size creatures have a damage threshold. If you can't get over the threshold, they always take 0 damage, which is why she suggested using the cannons. It's possible spells and stuff that still hurt them, but that's mechanically that's fine. Sir Calvin jumps down and aims another cannon. So now there's 2 cannons that are aimed at the closest kaiju. We're going to assume, since people wasted their action, that they are. Well, I guess it's tough for Declan. He did move away. How do I want to do this? All right, well, I guess I'll let you consider it, Declan. What I was going to say is, since you guys are aiming those cannons, even after the kaiju moves, they'll still be aimed at them since you're next to the cannons. As if you're spending your turn constantly refocusing. But if you do move away, then obviously you'll lose aim of it.
All right.
I doubt you're the priority of this creature, but yeah. But anyways, Graham and Declan, you guys are spending your turn kind of refocusing it onto the kaiju who catches up to the ship. And he goes to ram the guards. It seems oblivious to the cannons at the moment. It swipes its massive tentacle. He's mad that the arc didn't load for whatever reason. Oh my god, he's angry. It's a nat 20. He nat 20s this guard for around 40 damage. I won't maximize the dice, but it'll be around 40. He kills his guard, tosses it. Sir Calvin screams, "No!"
Could a Blade Ward have done anything with that?
Actually, yeah. Well, let me check if the what does the text say? Non-magical, no, would not help.
Well, shite. Well, he's gonna try anyway.
The celestial has attacks are considered magical.
Yeah, well, that would have been what he would have tried anyway.
All right, cool. So yeah, you try to protect them on me. Yeah, you wouldn't have known. Try to protect them, then you get slammed. Tosses the guild hand into the waters, where another kaiju picks her up and just rips her in 2. Petra, you're up.
Are some of these cannonballs laying around to be loaded next?
Yeah, I mean, all of them are loaded. You can get ready to load more if you want.
I'm asking if there's any just laying around.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to use my bonus action to transform. I'll take a point of damage. And now she says 2 words. Ouroboros and the basilisk be with me. She has access to 2 now. So this is going to be the Beast form and the Basilisk, but she'll gain some AC. And she's going to see if she can lob some cannonballs at it.
Absolutely.
So that I'm just going to still use the +6, if that's alright, because I'm not sure how to roll that.
Sure. I mean, if you want to use it's Damaje, then yeah, we'll take all of its rules.
Okay, then I'll roll d26, and I'll use the DM inspiration before it expires. So I'll roll twice. See if I crit fish.
Come on, let's see. Another 25 certainly connects.
Okay. Would you roll it for 8d10?
Sure, why not?
Alright, as Petra just reaches down and picks up cannonballs and begins just doing this long twist back, using both her snake body and her long arms to coil up the meanest looking throw, and then once she hucks it, it sounds like there's just a small shockwave as it's flung outward and strikes against a creature for 49 points of damage.
Alright, it does have a damage threshold of 20, so how thresholds work at 5e, a lot of ships have thresholds. It's not a reduction, that's why it has a different keyword in threshold. If you get over the threshold, then you do all your damage. If you do less than the threshold, then you always do 0 damage no matter what. So by getting 21 or higher, you'll do all the damage. So you're hitting it for 49.
Okay. And would that take my whole action?
Yeah, most certainly.
Okay, then we are good to go. I will leave it to you there.
The guild hand, seeing that the players are up, going up next, they'll load more cannons. They'll stay there. They won't be able to load the left side to shoot the kaiju, unfortunately. They can begin bringing one out. It'll still need to be aimed. They'll have to move the cannon. But you guys currently have 3 cannons ready to fire, assuming you want to do that or something else.
Alright. Chestrex?
Yep.
So Chester's gonna stand up and see like Declan aiming. Hey, hold that thing still. I think I know how this works, but I've never fired one of these before. And he's gonna run up there and he's going to fire the cannon.
Got a +6.
16.
Let me get inspo or something.
I do.
Can anyone or no?
Take it.
Thank you. 21.
There we go. Yeah, that hits.
Woo.
8d10. Actually, do all 42 damage.
So there was like a little bit of like a false sizzle at first. So you see Chestrex just like smack it as hard as he can as it goes boom and just launches this cannonball right at it. Thanks.
In a fit, it swings its tentacle, and it is going to this entire row of people.
Oh.
Just
Get
stood up.
a dex save to kind of jump over the tentacle or otherwise avoid it.
I will expend Inspirato.
Is our inspiration in this game a reroll or advantage?
How have we been doing it? I've run so many games that I can't remember.
I wasn't sure. It's fine. I'll take the fail.
I don't think we've been converted over to rerolls.
Yeah, usually I wait to mid
I'll-
campaign, but
I'll take the fail.
okay.
Cheshire X is +3, so 16.
Okay. All right, well, guess this is welcome to the 7th star as you guys get swiped 4. $36 magical bludgeoning if you failed to save, or 0 if you made the save. Save was unfortunately 17.
How much was it?
36. DC 17.
21, 15, 36. As he swipes across the entire board, see if these hands are still alive. One of them dodges and one of them gets smacked off the boat. And I already see why they wanted to sail the larger ship here, but you guys couldn't afford to wait any longer. So Calvin's able to just kind of roll out of the way of the attack. The Titan Kaiju's turn, or rather its legendary action, is over. You're up, Quincy.
Okay. Taking the hit, but knowing that he needs to make sure this shot lands, you would see him kind of reach down, and when he sets up the cannon, you would see almost like black, red and blue hollow images of himself and the cannon begin to kind of appear, almost like that 3D effect. And as they start to kind of emanate, he begins to phase, giving him advantage on the attack roll. The DM's reference.
Okay.
So as he begins to use his phase, he will roll. Where's the advantage button? Advantage roller. All right. Well, that's 17. That 17, I assume, is going to hit.
Yep.
All right.
The enchantment class is 17.
For 56 damage.
Right? Yep. You freaking hit him so hard that he's wondering whether you guys are worth the meal anymore.
And then after taking a heavy hit, he will reposition. 30.
When you get back here, you see a second one latches onto the ship.
Shite.
Fran.
Well, Tram's gonna stand up after getting thrown around and smacked around. His best shot at fighting this thing off is the cannon in front of him. Let's see if this works. Big whiff.
Shoot it. You see it lift up its tentacle and block. You shoot off its tentacles. But it maintains its presence.
Well, I don't have anything else to really do, so he definitely doesn't want to be standing there for another swipe. Just gonna back off to the other side and wait to see if hopefully a cannon gets reloaded for him.
But before you go, you see that this Titan here, Titanic Kaiju, starts dragging down the back of the ship. Shut the fuck up. thought you saw a massive man come down and strike this creature, but then you just see a small guy standing on his back. So you must be the new prince. I'm Grandmaster Relish. Most honored to meet you. That's where the session ends.
I will throw one pot shot at them because I made a GIF.
They made a gift, you got to, right?
Oh gosh, love it.
Yep. Awesome. Yep. That fits.
All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed playing today's session of Dungeons and Dragons. Everybody say goodnight to the stream.
Nice stream.
Nice stream.
All
Good
right.
night.
Your boy Falcon. And I'm flying out.
Caca.
Mm.